Shavua Tov, Rabbi, here we are back at it again. This is an important shiur and shmooze that we're going to be doing. And it's going to span multiple classes, multiple shiur, multiple times. I think that getting this clear is just so fundamentally important to our lives that it's a game changer. Sam, when you were at Motzei Shabbat, did Rabbi Jacobs do the shmooze with you? Right, but did he open up every little aspect of it, or just some of the kudos? It was like a one class guy, right? But it's
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but okay. So this is everything. If you really hammer this in, no matter where you went. Anybody else see this Gemara inside with the Rabbi and go through it? Okay, good. It's important to have at least some level of background with it. But if you haven't, that's why I'm also here. This is everything. These are this is called basically the questions we're going to be asked when we get to Shamayim. So I'm going to make this a little bit more, I would say, a discussion type of shiur. I'm going to ask you after we go through the Gemara to talk to each other and figure out what some questions you might have on the actual Gemara is. What do you think it means to you? Things like that, and then we'll open it up. And my hope is we'll go through this whole first page and we'll open up at least the first question to understand what it means. What are you going to be asked? What won't you be asked? What should we be focused on in life? Okay, so let's hit it. Yeah, we're on the record. You're on the record.
We failed.
What?
Did you engage in procreation?
You're not done yet. You got to get married first. Make sure it's on the list though. You. By the way, number 3 is that's very important. You'd be surprised just how many people in the secular world are just like, I'm not having any kids. We'll touch on that too. That's not for tonight, but that's one of the questions on the list. You'd be surprised. And what do we do if you can't? Well, we'll talk about all that. All right, let's go. Amar Rava says, Bisha'ah shemachnisin adam ladin. When a person is brought to judgment, after he dies and is going to go to Shamayim, Omrim lo, they say to him, we're going to ask on this, who's going to say to him what? Who's going to say? Omrim lo, they say to him, Nasata v'natata be'amunah. First question is, did you conduct your business, financial affairs, so to speak, faithfully? And the next one, and by the way, to me, this is one of the biggest sources of this phrase that we hear all the time. Kavata itim laTorah. No digs to other people. Kavata itim laTorah. Yeah. Did you set times for Torah? What does it mean to be kovei itim? What does it mean to set times? Do I have to have the same time every day? Did I just say I'm learning? We're going to get to it all. And all questions are allowed. This one also ready. This is what Jake was mentioning before. Asakta b'friya urivia. Basically, did you engage in procreation in a halakhically valid and appropriate way to attempt to have children? Tzipita liyeshua. My favorite one. Tzipita liyeshua. Did you anticipate the redemption? What does that mean? Does that mean I'm pumped and excited on top of a car, yelling Mashiach, Mashiach? Maybe not. Does it mean that I even know what it would be like for Mashiach to come? What is this? We're going to crystallize it eventually. Yeah, Jerry, yeah.
I heard a shiur once about this point. Like how you make kindness. Mm-hmm. The bracha in Shemona essay that says when about Yeshua, you have kavana to enter Yeshua there, as well as in L'chadudi when you get to I think Itzna'ari, where it says David ben Ishai. If you have kavana on those two parts, you're kindness essentially.
Very nice. But what's that mean? It's great that we check that box.
What does that mean exactly?
Oh, that's good. That's what we're going to unpack. Another thing is we might be able to tick some. Very good. I like that a lot. We might be able to tick some of these off. Just be like, look, but what does it mean that you anticipated the redemption? Like we got to get to that. That's huge. And I think what I learned from Rabbi Jacobs at Motzei Shabbat on this piece that he's learned from his rabbis, I think is like huge. But we'll get there. I don't think we're going to touch on it tonight. But we're going to go through a whole series of these. So where were we? We're at Tzipita liyeshua. Next one is Pilpalta b'chochma. Did you engage in pilpul? Like I hate dialectics, but that's really what it is in your Torah learning.
What does this mean?
Very good. So pilpul is usually the back and the forth to hash it out and understand a point. You say it like this, I say it like that. Rava says, but then this one said it that way. Pilpul is the dialectics of trying to understand what's this and that, and then like the battle, so to speak, that emerges from a Gemara usually.
So it's translated literally the sharpening.
Sharpening, I like that too. Yeah.
Is this back and forth? So is this either you had a chavrutza, so you learned with someone, or is this you were you were just dug deeper than base level in your learning.
No, this isn't just, there's going to be another one. So I think 6 will be closer to that. 6 will be closer to that. Oh, there he is. Good.
Yeah.
So I don't think this one is necessarily just like getting to the depths of stuff. This is actually the question. Were you involved in the pill pool? I don't necessarily think it needs a chavrusa. Obviously, that's better too. But like, there's a battle that's existing in the Torah. And then on this side, this one says this. On this side, that one says that. And then this guy says, 2 of these guys say 2 different things about that. Like that whole construct of learning is this question. Okay, the next one we say, if you don't involve yourself, if I just like this style of, be aware. Also, I have to ask my Rebbe, what about ladies? What about ladies? What are they going to get asked? Are women going to get asked these questions also? I hear you for number 1, maybe, but like 5 and 6? Really? So we're going to have to ask all this, right? I understand, obviously 1, 3, and 4, but do they have to be kovei to the Torah? Do they have to engage in the pilpul dialectic and Torah learning?
If you let your husband go learn.
Oh, so we're going to get to that.
You let your husband go learn.
I want to get clarity on what this means, but oftentimes you'll see that they can be Makayim through enabling you to be Makayim. But we'll see. I don't know. We're going to get. I want to ask on that one and dive deeper into that. We'll get into that one much. But again, this is just one. We're doing an intro for this whole schmooze, and then we're going to really run with it for the next couple of weeks. So hang on to your hats. All right, the next one. We said, where do we leave off? We said, Pil Paul to Bilchokmo. So the next one is, Hey Vanta Davar Mitok Davar. Were you able to like understand one matter from another? In a certain sense, it's kind of like Bina, which comes from Bonel. Were you able to build one thing to another thing? Were you able to understand one concept to another and build it up?
It's still kind of vague.
We'll get there. That's why there's 6 classes, at least. Yeah.
These are the 6.
This is what it says, baby. This is it.
I knew of 2 of these.
We're gonna get there.
Outside of
This
one.
is why we're giving the schmooze, Jake.
Outside of number 1, there is.
You're on the record too.
There's nothing on here regarding were you a good person.
Ooh, careful. You're gonna see that a lot of these types of things are also going to be built into it. But you're right. What does it mean to be a good person isn't necessarily
It's
asked.
restricted to being a Dam Chavera, though.
But Bein Adam L'Chavera, you'll see, can also fall within a lot of different things in here, and we'll have to get into it also.
Sure.
Most of it will be one. And again, these are the things that you're going to be judged on in Shamayim. But again, we see in Pergavos, what do you take with you? What do you take with you when you go to Shamayim that's also going to help counsel in your favor is going to be your Torah and Maisam Tovim Bilvad. So Maisam Tovim is very big, but good question. We're going to get there. In due time. What do you mean? I don't see much in Bein Adam L'Kavera over here. What's going on? Okay. So we just ended. Good. So we said, Hevan to Davar Mitok Davar. Next was, V'afilu Hachi. And nevertheless, even if you did all 6 of these, Yirat Hashem, He Otsaro. Right? If Yirat Hashem is His treasure, then great, right? Like, did you have Yirat Shamayim in all of this? Doesn't say Ahavas Shamayim either, by the way. It says Yirat Shamayim. And this is not something that people are like debating, like these are not the questions. We'll get to a machlokas. Really, the only machlokas on these 6 questions are 1 and 2 flipped. It's the only thing I've seen are 1 and 2 flipped. And we're going to see that there's a Tosfos way of understanding it. We'll get there. And then we'll dive further into what these questions are. We might have to also take some time to just appreciate that these are the 6 questions. We didn't get to make them up. Also, how could he know? How could he know that all these things are open and fair game? I may have to punt the football or ask a higher up to understand, some of the answers are ourselves here. But we'll go through all this. So now we say, and even so, nevertheless, Yirat Hashem, He Otzar, if he makes Yirat Hashem his treasure, then yes, Ilo, lo. And if not, then no. What's that going to mean?
Does he go to Lama?
So what's this mean? What is this? So now let's understand. Like, what's this mean? Like the trap door opens up and you're like sent down below? Like, what's going on?
Actually, it sounds a little bit to me like if he makes here's Hashem his treasure, then the answer to all of it is going to be yes. If not, then no.
Oh, so now we're going to have to see the rest of it. Mashal la'adam. This is going to explain what we just said. Mashal la'adam. Sha'amar li shlucha. We have a mashal regarding a person who really asks his shaliach to do the following, right? A parable is going to help us understand what we're saying here better, right? Ha'ale likor chitin la'aliyah. Go and bring up, this person says to a shaliach, go and bring a core of wheat to the attic for me to store it there. We don't even know what a core is. It's just a big unit. It's just a unit of measurement. Go bring that core of wheat up to the attic. There he is. Come on in. Grab a chair. Go bring that core of wheat up to the attic. Okay? And then what does he do? Get him a source sheet too. Get him a source sheet too if there aren't enough. Then share. Yeah, I'll print that more next time. That's a good turnout. Good turnout. Halak ve'ha'ala lo. So he goes and he brings it up to the attic. Okay, but now what? Amar lo. He goes and he says, wait a minute. Erav tali bahen kav chomton. Were you able to actually like mix in this chomton into it? Did you mix into it for me? And what's a chomton? It's a preservative to make sure that with this wheat that you're storing in the attic isn't going to go bad. Pretty logical thing, right?
Yeah.
So he says, Amar lo lav. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't preserve it. Amar lo, this is like the real kicker. Mutav im lo ha'aleta. It would have been better that you didn't bring it up. You didn't bring it up at all.
This is a mashal for the Yiras Hashem.
Very good.
Okay.
Meaning, and I'll give the game away, and then what I want you to break up into twos if you can, and schmooze over some of these things and come up with questions for me. Okay, we'll see if we can answer them now. We'll see if we can't answer them now, and we'll punt football if we have to. We'll address what we can, and we're going to dive into number one if we can also tonight as much as possible. So first, what's this mashal doing? The mashal is telling you, hey, guess what? Even if you had all 6 of these, if you didn't have fear of Hashem, it's the same as if you didn't preserve these.
Yeah.
What's that mean? It didn't say, game over, trapdoor released, you're done. If you don't have your Shamayim, it all didn't matter anyway. It didn't say that. It said it's as if you didn't preserve it properly, and I would have been happier if you didn't bring it up. A lot of deep stuff to understand, a lot of things to unpack.
Yeah, what does bringing up here mean? Like,
Literally bringing it up to the attic. The mashal is the guy's got wheat. He needed to store it somewhere.
no, I get, but in the mushroom, that sounds like it's better that you wouldn't have died. Like,
It was better that you wouldn't have. No. The nimsh. So the mashal is a man is being told, bring this wheat up to the attic, and he's asked, hey, did you have common sense to go and figure out a way to preserve it? You just kind of like chucked it up into the attic, and you checked the boxes, giving the game away a little bit. He checked the boxes, just shoving it up in the attic, right?
okay.
The answer is, no. Well, then it would have been better that you didn't put it in the attic anyway. Why? Because my wheat's going to go to waste. The nimshal is, hello, you did all of these things that are also beautiful and also important, but like, you didn't have Yiras Hashem, you're just checking some boxes? That's Wamshem. Okay? Break up into groups, let's go, we'll pause the recording, and I want to hear some questions.
Understanding
Okay, Rabbi, let's get back.
Not necessarily a preservative for
Okay, Reb Sam, give me a question.
One question that we had was if your Shamayim is the sort of fundamental background knowledge of this whole thing, why is that kind of thrown in seemingly after the fact? Meaning, why isn't that the first establish the foundation of your Shamayim, and then, okay, once you have that, now you can go do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jared.
It's kind of like building off what you said. But of all the things, the first question could be, it says, do you honor honest in business? Which is very important, but why wouldn't the first question be like, did you keep the Torah?
Oh, nice. Love it. Love
like,
it.
Then you can like do that, but like, why would that start with business? Like what?
Love it. Good. That one we're going to get to. Very good, because if that's version number 1. Next, who else?
We were just debating on why, with the possible exception of 1, and we were focusing on number 2. None of this has anything to do with being a good person.
Nice. Why isn't anything about morality and being seemingly, ostensibly from the core crux of the text in there? It is. But we have to. Why is it not there? Next.
Sam and I were discussing, why does it say "Erafta li"? Right. Sam was thinking like, why does it say like for me? So then I asked on his question, why is it that a person have to say to his shaliach, like shouldn't it be you yourself, like to begin with?
Ooh, I like that. All right.
Which question?
He's asking on the mashal. Why am I asking a shaliach? I would assume for that one. We'll take a stab at this one. I would say without the shaliach there, I mean, he knows to bring the chomaton in and to mix it all himself, right? In a certain sense.
Why like rely on someone else?
Right. In the mashal, I would assume from here, I think the answer would be that like just to make the mashal strong, like Hashem is asking us these questions, right? In a sense, we're all Hashem's. It's weird to say shaliach, but like we're here to.
Another one of the questions, like the shaliach sounds like an equal relationship, right? It could have easily said Evan.
Oh, very good, very good, beautiful. I like that one a lot. Why doesn't it say Eved?
Why doesn't it say it?
Yeah,
What do you mean by shaliach? Very good.
Yeah, that's true.
Very good. Yeah.
I had a question number 3.
Mhm.
Most of these questions are sort of like asking why didn't you go against your nature in some way. Number 3.
Say that again. That's important.
Most of the questions are somewhat asking you to do something against your nature, like being fair in business. Okay, some people are naturally, but there's some time to cheat. Engage in Torah study on difficult things, anticipate redemption. Okay, I'm not exactly sure where that falls. And then engage in deep pilpul and maybe understanding. One thing, these are difficult things. Engaging in procreation, not that it's not difficult, but it's something that people tend to want to do already. It's not like, oh, this is the thing that you forgot to do. Like, people don't forget to.
Very nice. Seems like a davar pasha. What do you? That's on the list. Very good. All right. All good. Nice. So we got. Yeah. Keep going.
What's the difference between 5 and 6?
Whoa, that's one of my favorite ones. That was one of mine when we first started. What's the difference between 5 and 6? We're learning. I'm learning. Leave me alone. Like, what do you mean? Pill, pool, dialectics, this one, that one, matok davar. Like, very good. Yeah? All right.
On the mashal, why didn't the Mishaleh give the exact instructions for what he went and done? How do you get mad about something that he didn't
I
specify?
like that. Why are you hiding the ball like it's law school? Very good. Very good. Why are you going to tell me, only half of it? If that's what you wanted, why do you have to assume that I should have known that? That's a hint of the answer, by the way. Okay, very good. We're not going to get to all these tonight. Just try to remember them. They're all awesome questions, and they're really in the kishkes of everything. Yeah? Any others before we launch? All right, let's go.
What is?
No, I got one.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's a Jared's question, but is there is there a reason for this order? And,
Ooh, very good. What's the significance of the order? Very good.
Right.
So the first thing I'm going to do, which is it's on my cheat sheet, I don't think you guys have it though, is that each one of these, this is very important to know, and Avi hinted to this, before we even get to the stira and the first question, each one of these numbers and each one of these is very important. I'll say it like this. There are 6 questions for a very important reason. Where in the Holy Torah do we know of 6 other things that make up the entire corpus of something? And each one of these is keneged then. Each one of these questions is keneged one of the 6 orders of the Mishnah. Did you conduct your business faithfully as Zroim? It even goes in that order. Zroim. I'm involved with seeds. I'm involved with planting. And I'm involved with doing all of my actual tircha and avoda. Did you set times for Torah study? Moed. All about the times, the holidays. Did you engage in procreation? Nushim. Everything in the world of Nushim is going to be keneged learning and understanding all of those aspects of things. Did you anticipate the redemption? That's tricky. We're going to get to those also later. This is all the intro class. Hang on for a few weeks. This is a big topic. You could get into kishkas of this Gemara for a very long time if you want to. We'll get there. Did you anticipate the redemption? A world where there wouldn't be any damages. Nezikin. A world where everything is totally beautiful and amazing without all of Nezikin.
Right.
Did you engage in pilpul and dialectics in your Torah learning? Kachim. Anybody who's actually seen the next two, it's a little hard if you haven't seen Kachim or Taharas yet, but you'll learn. In Kachim, you'll see that there actually is a great deal of pilpul and dialectical back and forth involved.
It's not too late to start Erichin today.
There you go, very good. There you go. Nice plug for it. And you should. Erichin's great today, right? We just started. Yeah, we just started Erichin today. Very good. And it's important that I think these ones are the ones, because you could really do pilpul and dialectics with all of them, but they're pretty much, these last two I would argue, are usually the harder ones. And by the way, you don't always spend a lot of time on Kachim and Taharot.
Yeah, these are.
A lot of times in yeshiva, wherever you are, you're going to be in like Nashim Nezikin. Did you get the Taharos? Did you get the Kachim?
Yeah.
That's why those are the ones that are connected also. Did you also do those ones? And then 6, did you understand one matter from another? Tahara. Okay? So this is off the chain amazing. And if you learn, why do you think it's so important? People emphasize, like, I'm supposed to learn Kol Torah Kula. No, you're supposed to live Torah Kol Torah Kula so that you can do this. The way that you learn should impact who you are. And it should help infuse you as a person. So when you're learning Kedushin, is it right now?
Yes.
Where is that?
Nashim.
Good. So hopefully that's going to help you learn something about how to properly live a holy marriage, how to procreate in a way that's actually a holy, proper way. And when you learn it, even if it seems totally and utterly irrelevant to you right now, it should, when you go to Shamayim, become incredibly clear to you. Oh my goodness, that's what I was supposed to be doing. That's how I get to answer this. And you might not know it right now, but it's going to infuse everything later down the line. It's going to be able to, okay? So this is a deep, deep thing. The more you learn, the more you know. The more you'll be able to understand it. And when you give your answer, is it the same answer that you would be giving right now? Or is there going to be like some extra level of knowledge attached to you with all of your Torah and all of your other things that's going to be able to speak out those answers for you? Yeah? We'll get there. Okay, so let's just first talk about a very crucial stira. I want to really dig into the stira because you're going to hear a lot of people say that the first question that you're going to get asked, Rabosai, is, were you Kovei Itim B'Torah? Rav Bilowitz, I believe, even said something similarly, not just in a different shmooze, I feel like a few weeks back. So, right? Is that the first question we're going to be asked or not? I thought over in Shabbos 31 day we just went through it, it says, did you conduct your businesses faithfully? So now, we have a stira. Some say that question 1 is what you're actually going to be asked. And some say question 2 is really what you're going to be asked first. No one disagrees you're going to be asked these questions. Yeah. They're happening, boys. So don't think like, I got this yet. Every one of these needs to be a priority in life.
Yeah, but they're not like on the actual order of the Sujay Mishnah. Like, they work so well.
Yes, thank you. That's talk in this order. But if you flip them around, then you have to then flip around the... Thank you. We're going to get there. So let's go. And again, I want to have a big caveat here. There are other ways of learning the reasoning for why you might put 2 over 1 and 1 over 2. I come from a special type of mahalach that preferences putting 1 first, and that's what I'm giving over. There is another derech that can put 2 over 1. We're going to address the stira, and then we're going to just go weiter on it.
I think I could even fit them to the Sujay Mishnah.
Huh?
I think I could even fit them.
Maybe you could, but we'll have to see. So, what's the source of this stira? There's a Gemara in Sanhedrin 7a that literally says, and I have it on the source sheet, Rav Hamnuna said the beginning of a person's judgment after he dies is that he is judged only concerning matters of Torah. Based on that, people want to flip 2 and 1. Tosfos fracks the kasha, or at least tries to. I would say he tries to say, well, what do you mean? Why? So he's trying to resolve everything. He's gonna So next part on the source sheet, possible resolution in Sanhedrin 7a on this statement of Rav Hamnuna. Tosfos says our Gemara in Shabbat is referring to one who learned some Torah, but did not set aside time consistently to learn by being Kovei Itim. You hear that? What did we just say? What did we just say, boys?
It's based on the failings of the person.
We didn't get there yet. Well, maybe. What's the first part? Our Gemara in Shabbos is referring to who?
Somebody learns some Torah, not.
Someone who learns. Someone who learns some Torah. Someone who learns. But he didn't be covet. Very good. He's pointing out that yes, Jared.
Fair.
It's pointing out a failing in a sense, right?
Yeah.
He's pointing out he wasn't kovetim,
Yeah.
right? However, the Gemara in Sanhedrin is referring to one who didn't learn Torah at all. This is a Tosfot. You can mamish look at it. I can print it out for you. So there's other people who disagree, but this is Tosfos Mahalach.
Okay.
So the heavenly court is going to point out this fellow's failing immediately by asking him question 2 first. So now answer that for me. How is it that everybody in this room is going to be asked question number 2 is 1 if we all learn Torah? Tosfot doesn't say you will be. You're going to be asked question number 1. If you haven't learned at all, or maybe, it'd be very, very scary to think that all of our learning doesn't count as any learning. But that's you have to come on to some sort of different understanding to even get to a level of being able to say that anyone in this room will not be asked question number 1 first. Okay? Okay?
Yeah.
That's the derek I come from.
Sure.
There's a different derek that's going to say differently than that. But this is the Tosfos. This is how I know. I don't know how to answer for that derek. We'll have to ask somebody on it to say differently. But the first question that you're going to get, Rabosai, is this. And so let's open it up. These are the questions that every one of us is going to be asked. What are you going to answer? What are you going to be able to answer? And to me, and I bolded it and underlined it, this Gemara is a gift. You have any idea how many Gemaras we go through? And we're just like, okay, I got it, but like, I'm not doing anything that's remotely related to this. And then you have something that directly inside tells you, hi, here's the cheat code to the Mario game. Like, learn these questions and learn how to approach it. So it's a gift. It gives you the blueprint of what's being expected and what's not expected either. And next is, you got to be real with yourself. Where are you holding? And Jake was awesome in the beginning of this. He's like, well, what about 3, right? Like, you're already analyzing. Like, how am I supposed to, I'm not there yet. You're right. At one point, hope it falls well. You'll all get there. But what do we, and this is the hashkafa, musr, the whole everything in one is, what do we have to do, all of us, I'm included, what do we have to do differently to be able to say yes to all these questions?
Well, first we gotta get married and have some kids. Then we can do 3.
At least that gets you to 3, maybe. I want to tell you a very, very, very insightful thing from Rabbi Gershenfeld. Rabbi Gershenfeld, Rav Bera Gershenfeld, my Rosh Yeshiva, he would say that there is a mitzvah to raise kids, not just to have kids.
Sure.
It's not just I popped out a kid, yotze. Like, no, you got to raise that kid. You got to train that. That's very important. We're going to get to that part also eventually down the line. Hopefully. Okay. So now let's open up. Yeah.
No, it's in the language.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Well, it says really. Yeah. Did you engage? Did you have children? But did you raise children? Did you create children that are going to be?
I mean, osik implies like a bit like continuous involvement, not just like you said, one.
Yes, asakta, very nice. I like that. Were you involved in? I like that. I think that's a good hint to it also. Nice. So now, let me ask you a question. The first question that we're asked. Well, you know what? Let's dial back a little bit. When we're talking about our Torah learning, is the question, did you finish Shas?
No.
No. Is the question, did you learn any of Shas?
Not exactly.
Not
No,
really.
Not really, no.
Not really. Meaning 5 and 6 hopefully means you went through a little bit to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But it's so crucial to understand that it's asking you, were you a person that set times to learn Torah? Were you consistent in learning? Hashem put you on this earth to fulfill your unique mission. And your unique mission might not be that I have to do what that one's doing, that one's doing, that one's doing, that one's doing. What's your mission? And the way that you should know what you should be osake in, aside from everything at Night Seder, you absolutely go to Night Seder without question. That's how you get to become a person who is like holding in the world of learning. But beyond that, did you set times? Hopefully that is your set time right now. Go to Night Seder. Yeah? Did you set times for Torah learning? It's just liberating to know. That's not what you're being asked. You're not being asked like, hey, did I, rock the house and finish all the shas? Did I learn all of your Adaya? Did I do... Just know that you're asked, did you set times for Torah? You're going to be asked that. At no point is any of the questions here, did you learn everything? Nobody says you have to. Should you try to? Maybe. Ask a mentor. Maybe you shouldn't. Okay, so now, let's dive into the first question. Did you conduct your business faithfully? Why is that first? Why is business first? Right? So, in order to know why business is first, we need to know who we are. What's an Adam? Sam will know this. This is probably the Chazara part at least. What is an Adam? Right? A person is an Adam. But what really is the word Adam?
Olive. Down.
Ground. Dirt. And then, what's an Ish? What's the root of Ish?
Fire.
Ish, like a fire. The process of life is going from an Adam to an Ish. Lowly dirt that seems like it has nothing to it, that is then used to its fullest to have the most spiritual expression possible in the world. You want to be a person who's bursting forth with potential like a fire. Now, animals, they don't grow. And what's an animal? What's a domesticated animal in Hebrew? Behema. Ba-ma, says the Maral. What in it is what it is. In it, ba-ma, is what it is. And nothing more. But we can change and we can grow. We can grow and actualize and become ourselves. Okay? And so let's start, before we even dive into number one necessarily, let's dive into the Yirat Shamayim piece, I think that you guys want to do that one first? A little better?
Sure.
Yeah? All right. So, if you don't have something to preserve your harvest with, it's going to spoil. And so, the harvest is very valuable, but without it, everything spoils. So now, each of these six, without question, each of these six questions are intrinsically valuable. But what's going to keep that valuableness, that valuable aspect of it, perpetual forever? That's Yirat Shamayim. Okay? What's going to keep your wheat lasting as long as possible? Yirat Shamayim. And when we do our mitzvahs, we can't just merely do them because Hashem said so. Yeah, like a robot. Or my Rabbi would say, like a space cadet. You can't just do them. You can't just do them. Check, I did them. Did you connect to God? And so you'll see some of these people also. You'll see people learn like they're in law school. You'll see people who are like all up in the sugya. They're the best learners. But that's great, but like, did you connect to Hashem during that learning session? Or was that just all of the pill pool? Because that's like question 6 and 7. Just be kovei itim b'Torah and make sure that you're doing everything you can to tap in and check in to Hashem. Did you have Yirat Shamayim when you did all of this? Where is Hashem in your blueprint? Or did you just check some boxes? Yeah? So, what is Yirat Shamayim? I'm open, let's hear it. What do y'all think one of the biggest things I want with this shiur is to take some basic concepts we have, Yirat Shamayim, anticipating the redemption, and get a more robust hashkafic understanding of what these even are. If we don't know, it's just nice, fluffy language, and oh my gosh, I have 6 questions that I can't answer. Like, what's Yirat Shamayim mean? What's it mean? Fear of God? I have to be afraid? Like, what does it mean?
You break it. It's like but it's kind of a process. Like, right? The Rambam says, or you contemplate the world and like creation, and you see like Hashem's, like Hashgacha pratis through it, and then you become to a love of Hashem, and then you think about it more, and you realize how you're so nothing compared to the vastness of Hashem, and that's the Yirat Shamayim we're talking about.
Nice. You hear that? Anyone else have any other ideas?
Let's go. I guess I've heard the idea that Yirat Shamayim is, it's not so much a fear of Hashem directly, it's more like a fear of like losing that relationship. So like,
how could have I done this to Hashem, you're saying? Almost like, oh my goodness, I can't. Very nice.
Yeah.
there's a metaphor that was used also by Rabbi Gershfeld that I just love so much. It's like you don't want to be a bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, it's not just that I'm running all around like a bull and I'm breaking everything. There's a reflective look to be like, look at Hashem's amazing world. Like, what am I doing to it? That's sort of what I think you're saying, Dan. Yeah, very good. And also, Jared, I think this is also similar. Like, you have an overwhelming just sense of just how much bigger Hashem is than me and how small I am compared to Him. And how much I should be striving, this is another piece, how I should be striving to raise myself up to be like that.
Yeah, that's important.
That's the biggest piece. Real Yirat Shamayim is not I'm afraid of God. It's wow. It's when your kid, and God willing you all will see this, when your kid is down there, and you're up over here, and he's just raising his arms up to be like, I want you to pick me up. You'll see it in that moment. Or when you see a Rebbe figure, and everybody's just like, whoa, look at him. But even deeper, it's more than just like, I want to be like him, or wow, look at him. It's, this is a Shem, and you're just like, no way. Look at how great, look at how big he is. I want to be more like him. I want to tap into that, and I want to grow to become that way. Because everything comes back to this. What's halacha, if we break it down? A person who is holy in Hashem's world. A person who is able to go and walk properly, just like Hashem. Noach walked with Hashem. Avraham walked with Hashem. We need to try to aim to be able to be people who can walk with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And that means it's real, genuine awe. Now we can open up question 1. If we all good on time, everybody so far?
Yeah.
Good. So now let's open up question 1, and then we'll pause afterwards. What's it mean? Does it really say? Let's look at the text. Does it really say? Was I honest in business? It says nasata v'natata be'amuna. Did you take and give with amuna in your business? What does that mean?
It sounds more like, did you actually believe in Hashem?
Well, it does say yes. Did I do this with amuna? Nasata v'natata is usually business lashon for give and take in everything you'll see in learning. Be'amuna, with amuna. But what does it mean that did you do this, right? Did you take and give with amuna in your business? So listen up. Everything in life boils down to whether you're a giver or a taker.
Okay.
Nasata v'natata be'amuna. Did you give with amuna?
What does that mean?
We'll get there. We'll get there. It's only business right now. We'll get there. But I guess that maybe, could be. Are you a giver or a taker? Okay? When you're out of the walls of the Beis Medrash and in your worldly life, you're in the world of practicality, in business, and you have a deal that comes across your table, and you see that you can gouge the other guy's eyes out, and he's going to sign. He's going to sign, and you want to know where having morality comes into this. You see that I can gouge this guy's eyes out. What do I mean by that? Let's say you're on Wall Street, or you're making a deal for real estate, or you're doing anything else in the world of business. I know that I can have this guy pay $50K more, and he'll do it in a minute. Mm-hmm. Is Hashem in my business plan to know that that's wrong? Am I a giver, or am I a taker? Am I going to make sure that I'm doing things be'emunah, with faithfulness? Am I going to play by the right rules in the game? And it's a little funny, but like, it's easy for you to work on your midos here. If you think it's hard, we have a lot to talk about. It's easy to work on your midos in the Chabura. It's easy to work on your midos in yeshiva, because you're surrounded by people who are trying to grow, who are actively involved in this stuff, who all want what's best for you. Maybe you fight a little bit at the end of the day, but really, the biggest piece is that you're all in an incubator for growth. You wait until you get out in the streets of New York with billboards, or with this one, or business, or whatever somebody else is doing. And that's not just like, oh, but I can come home to my base camp, which is like here in the Chabura, and my friends and my night seder. Like, that's your life. You wait. It's not pashut. How can you be faithful and trust and full of trust in Hashem even there? That's all built into the first question. The first question. Okay? So I write, the place where your midot and frumkeit truly get tested is in the business world. Anyone can, chill out in kollel all day and just learn, but it's when that kollel guy has to go to figure out that he has to pay his taxes. And he's going to pay his taxes, right? And when the only people who's going to see his tax return is his accountant and Uncle Sam, and nobody else needs to know, did he do the right thing? Money's really tight. We needed to buy our baminim this year. Got tuition's $15K per kid. Were we doing things in our financial world properly? Even then. That's question number one. And you can expand question number one out to also morality involving other people as well. We'll see how that folds into things later on. I'll field questions on also in a different shiur. But I just want to get the overview here with this one. And then it's easy to profess to be frum. It's another thing to live frum. How you conduct your business is going to really be the litmus test. And then we'll close. I think some guys got to roll. Everybody's okay? Okay. So we'll just a little bit more. It's only really when you're confronted with the opportunity to cheat, and you don't, that you really are mekaymis.
Sure.
I'm going to say that again. It's only when you're confronted with the opportunity to really cheat.
Sure.
And what I mean by that is on your taxes, at work, in the world of morality, with somebody in a financial situation or transaction, and you say, I'm not going to do it, that's the time that you're really mekayiming this mitzvah properly and effectively. That's the only real test.
Okay.
And you'll have that. You probably already had it before you even knew it. Basics. I got more change back than I was entitled to. Did I go and give it back? Did halacha say I could keep it? Did halacha say I couldn't keep it? Did I care? Did I look at it? And you know what? Even if halacha said I could keep it, did I go out of my way to say, you know what? I don't really need it. Let me be a kiddush Hashem and go return it anyway? Did that even cross your mind? Basics.
Right. Well, it's when you do need it, that's a test.
Say again.
When you do need it, that's a test.
Yes. Very good. Very good. When you need it and you still return it, even though you have to, even there's very good. So we're going to come full circle. And again, this is just an intro and question one, and it's already a long shiur. I just want to make sure that everybody likes this topic so far. We're in it. And we're going to go through all 6 of these. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Good. So now like this. Questions, comments, reactions, anything we said so far in the world of at least conducting your business faithfully, and how anybody like us is probably going to get that question first.
Okay.
Questions, comments, reactions?
As a red-blooded American, and I believe in capitalism, I never really understood the overcharging stuff, because what somebody's willing to pay for it is the value of the thing. And so how do you approach, like when you have that option to overcharge, not
It's
to
not-
charge $50K more.
Very
He's paying
good.
in a second.
Very good.
He's paying in a second because it's worth it to him.
Very good. So it's relative to each individual transaction. That was my example that I gave, meaning just because he would pay the $50K, should you do it anyway? That's the question. Maybe it is yes, but maybe it's no. You're going to be asked on that. I could sell my house for $900,000, and I got to pay that. Is it really worth $900,000?
Well,
That's tricky.
House is a special case. I mean, that starts at each house is individual. If we're talking about something that's mass produced as a market value, then it's something. But it's a unique thing.
At the time of these halachas, there's nothing mass produced. Like, it's all
Right.
No, but like,
it's all,
if you sold like this many swords, and that's a bad example.
So I'm not going to go and say yes or no or weigh in on which answer I would say for that, meaning, oh, it's this way, or no, it's that way, you can't charge that. But these are all things to ruminate on and to think on. And the obvious cases are the ones that it should like light up on your dashboard, so to speak. You should just be very clear.
Yeah.
Listen, I have an opportunity right now to cheat and get away with it.
Yeah.
You could claim home office on your taxes and not actually have. Do you have any idea how many people? Let's just do this one. Do you have any idea how many people? And this is going to get some people in the recording upset. Sorry, but got to do it. How many people claim home office and have a bed for guests in their home office? You just pustled your ability to legally claim home office. Yeah, go yell at me. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that.
What is home office?
Home office, okay, so fine. If you have a home office exception on your taxes, it means that you're going to write off this area, and an accountant is going to then deduct certain parts of that space for necessary office-related expenses for a business. When I had an online marketing company for 8 years. Yeah. Not like, I mean, if you're a regular employee, you have no ability to. Yes.
Fine.
Ask an accountant, not a person who's giving total classes. But Lamaisa, you have your own business, but you're not really operating there. You take your laptop, you schlep it all over your whole house. But like, is it used exclusively and actually and only just for? And yet, accountant after accountant after accountant. Well, you could just write off this area over here. From accountants will tell you this. And I'm going to get yelled at, and that's fine. I'm ready to do battle with you. It's important to know. It's important to know. Are you being honest in business or not? That's the first question we're being asked.
I feel like a lot of times I'm counting on halakha to tell me which things are right to take.
Yes,
which ones aren't.
that's right. But it's important to know that beyond that, good. Halakha will be our North Star 100% of the time. But just as there is parchment for the Sefer Torah, which is white, and all the letters on the Sefer Torah are in black, we read the black, but the white matters also. What's in the background of what's on the Torah is also outcome determinative. And not every single thing that has been in the halacha itself is going to play out in a way where that's it. I did the halakha, I'm perfect, like the end, And to an extent, yes, but there is a life beyond that. There's a life of morality that will go beyond the strict letter of the law.
Right.
Maker a din, this is fine. But should I still do it?
Sure. Yeah.
That's for every person to know.
Right.
But that's also, and so yes, Sam, we should rely on halakha to help us, without question. But we need to also just, can it pass the red face test? Can I look in the mirror without getting flushed and saying, or can I share this piece of info that I just did about this awesome, sweet business deal with a buddy, without getting embarrassed that this is the number I really charge the guy? You know what I'm saying?
Just to push back.
Yeah, let's go.
On the home office.
Let's go.
I have no vested interest in this because I don't actually.
I was running 4 businesses.
What's unethical? If a accountant says you could get away with it and it works legally, what's unethical about having a bed in your office?
Very good. So so you need to understand the home office aspect. Meaning, the accounting laws say that a home office has to be used only and exclusively for your business. If I have a bed in there for guests, it's not exclusively being used for my office.
What if you have
So you're really not doing it properly. But the accountant says you are, so okay.
You're saying the accountant's just lying?
I'm not necessarily saying the accountant is lying, but I'm saying they'll stretch things or they'll interpret things differently, possibly, maybe. I wouldn't want to say they're lying, but...
Okay, no.
I want to poke that after the recording.
Yeah?
But if your taxpayer dollars, if you don't deduct it, it's going to be used to fund Planned Parenthood.
Ah,
That's right.
We're going to have to cut this off the record over here.
Now, bending the rules.
So maybe it's a good thing.
Now, bending the rules with this deduction has Patuke Nefesh ramifications. And now, I think you are closer from paying taxes.
You're actually doing a mitzvah. by this.
Rabbi Jake has
Mitzvah
spoken.
by this.
He has paskin the shaila.
There was never a government in history that didn't contradict Judaism.
Legally cheating.
No,
It is.
But the law on the books is you're supposed to keep the laws of
The government won't take on
the government. That's
Dina Malchut Adin is a
We're not on
different
the
type of
same page
situation. Dina Malchut Adin is a different type of thing. But the idea is, if you don't like that one, that's fine. There's going to be one that you do understand, and it's a common idea that if this thing is a stretch morally, even though maybe I can justify it, you probably are in question number 1 territory that we should be thinking about. All right, Bosai? All right. Chazak u'barot.